Alrighty, you're online.
Hello, my name is Piper Seeley and I am the president of Hybrid 4 and we are doing an RR-22 helicopter.
My name is Henry Villani and I'm the investigative officer for Hybrid 4.
I'm Alexander Kennedy and I am in charge of maintenance in the acting position, and for the creation of our presentation I am basically just an assistant to everything.
And our fourth member, Skylar Boltvera, was not able to be here this evening. To begin, from eyewitness accounts, it can be confirmed that there was an onboard fire and damage to the aircraft before impact, causing the scattering of bits of the tail for a very long distance back. Flight, let's go back. There we go. Okay. Stay. Okay. Flight, non-human factors. Pre-flight maintenance, no issues were found, in perfect working order. The weather conditions that day were clear, and it was approximately noon, so sun in the eyes is not really an issue during that time. Investigation findings. The tail was scratched and marked up significantly. There was damage to the rotors, several burn markings. There were tooth marks from the starter gear on the oil cooler. The door was torn off and the gas tank was also ripped off on impact.
Okay, so Sandra Johnson, she is 41 years old and she had family members report that 4 hours before takeoff, Sandra had ingested more than a safe amount of alcohol and was in fact intoxicated. She had been flying with little sleep and having been flying for an extended period of time the night previous. Pilot experience. Mrs. Johns met the minimum requirements for the flight hours over the past 3 months. However, had not been current, having her flight hours spaced weeks apart.
From a 1994 National Transportation Safety Board report, we found that informal interviews were conducted with individuals from the operational community who were familiar with the R-22. These individuals, who consisted of FAA pilots, flight standards pilots, FAA certification test pilots, and operators of the R-22, frequently expressed the opinion that this helicopter is very sensitive, requiring the pilots to be attentive at all times. Mrs. Johnson was not able to be here this evening. However, Cadet Kennedy will read her testimony.
All right. This is actually what Boys Vert was going to do, but yeah. I'd been flying for a while before the crash, and I had caught my boyfriend with another girl, so I was a little bit depressed. And, well, let's be honest, I started drinking like everybody else, and I soon forgot about him. A little bit after that, I decided to start flying the helicopter, but it was only 4 hours afterwards. And I suppose that's not right, because I guess you have to wait 8 hours to fly. Oops. The oil cooler started to leak from being hit by a starter gear, and I didn't notice, and I was unable to react to it because little loopy. Once I finally realized it, and being a little bit loopy, I tried to stop it and make the descent a little bit easier on the aircraft, but my efforts were in vain and I soon died.
In conclusion, we have reason to believe that the oil cooler was hit by the starter gear sometime during the flight, which caused the fluid to leak, and due to engine heat, the already hot oil ignited. The sensitivity of the R-22 controls is reported to be high, the female pilots being still intoxicated due to her drinking 4 hours before takeoff, the effects of which may last up to 72 hours, was unable to respond to the issue properly. She oversteered and thus is the cause of the accident. That's the end of the presentation slides.
Alright, so we were Hybrid 4 and we were assigned to Site 10, which was the R-22. We investigated the crash area around the helicopter. Following, we found that in many pieces due to the way the helicopter crashed. While investigating, we found the door a few feet away from the actual body of the helicopter. One of the 2 gas tanks was dislocated from the body. We also found a busted tail laying next to the body. This crash happened slightly before noon. The woman pilot was ejected from the aircraft and found a few yards away from the crash site, and burn marks were also a part of it. And then a similar crash had occurred on September 28th, 2012.